all dressed up in a suit and everything. He and David went to Brookline, and originally my father worked for a short time in a butcher shop, and then
Well, then that makes sense, doesn't
yeah,
it?
that's right. And then he got a job working for a very large dry cleaning operation called Footer's Cleaners, and there at that time had over 500 stores
In Massachusetts.
all over. Yeah, but their plants were in Massachusetts. They even had stores in Paris, and my father learned to be a dyer, to dye clothes, because in those days there were a lot of
Right, and that was the name of Imperial Cleaners and Dyers.
yeah. Anyway, what happened was that he and Dave Resnick decided to open their own little store.
Uh-huh.
And this is very funny. They opened a store in Brookline,
Uh-huh.
and they had a horse and buggy. And Dave Resnick was always a gambler. Not my father, but Dave. So he was out one day with the horse and buggy, and he came back to the store, and my father says, "Where's the horse and buggy?" He says, "I lost it gambling." That's one of the early stories I heard. Anyway, what happened was that my father decided to get away from all this business. And he heard of a job in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, working for a large dry cleaner. So he went to Newcastle and worked for this dry cleaner, and there was another man there named Solomon. So the two of them decided that they would open their own plant this was in 1915. They would open their own plant in Elwood City. And I have a picture of the plant I can show you. And
Show that to me.
And on the sign, did I send it to you?
No.
Okay, and on the sign it says established in 1915. My sister, Ada, was born in Elwood City.
Yeah, but you left out something important.
What?
Where did your parents meet?
Well, they didn't meet yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they just met. Yeah, well, I'll have to backtrack. My mother was born in 1896 in Glens Falls, New York. And I have a picture of their home. It's still there. And I'll send you these pictures.
Okay.
And so what happened was that it was an arranged marriage. And the reason it got arranged was that one of the relatives, I think it was, might have been, I don't know whether it was Teddy's father, I think it was Teddy's father, worked in, his wife was still in Europe, but he worked in Glens Falls.
Uh-huh.
And he arranged for my mother to meet my father. My dad was a very handsome guy, okay? And they must have gotten married in 1915. And
Wait, and she was born in what year?
1896.
So she was not even 20.
No, she wasn't, but she had been a school teacher. My mother was very smart, and she skipped 2 years of high school. She graduated high school when she was like 15 years old.
That's like my dad.
Yeah. And so she was teaching school in a one-room country school with 6 classes in one room. Anyway, when their wedding was arranged, my mother then moved to Brookline, and from there they moved to Newcastle, and from Newcastle to Elwood City. I have been to the plant in Elwood City many years ago when Solomon was still living, and he took me into the dry cleaning room and he showed me some of the belts up on the ceiling. He says, "Your father put those in."
Wow.
So,
I'll have to ask Uncle Itzy about this.
who-
My uncle, because
Yeah.
he lived in Owens City.
yeah, well, he would know about it. He would know Solomon. He wouldn't necessarily know my dad. And anyway, after a while, my father decided that he would try to develop a business where his brothers and everybody could be involved.